Welcome back to the Tater house. Even though the house was still full of children, Marilena wished her older kids would come home more often. Poe missed the older kids as well, but he remained focused on the little ones that still needed him and Marilena to provide and care for them. While he loved his children dearly, Poe was delighted that all except Scallop went to school daily. It allowed him time to play games and relax a bit before going to work. He also spent time searching the internet for new bands to check out for work. He was preparing for the time when he would be able to put more effort into his job. He felt it was time for a promotion. Scalloped eagerly took her first steps and began repeating words she would hear around the house. Poe also utilized his free time by exercising. He wasn't getting any younger, and being in shape seemed like a good idea. The robber who had burgled their house many years before returned. After a brief fight with the cops, he was apprehended again and taken away. Marilena considered moving the family, but loved the house she and Poe had made their home, even though she was constantly repairing one thing or another. All of her children had lived in that house. She had fed many of the neighbors' kids in her dining room. She loved her home and decided to remain there at least until Scallop left the nest. She was growing faster than the Tators ever imagined. It seemed like in just hours, she had gone from being in diapers to crawling, and now she was attending elementary school and doing homework like her siblings. To her surprise and delight, after graduating college, Augrotten asked to come back home for a little while. She wanted to write a book before getting a job and finding her own place to live. Marilena was thrilled. It was great being home again, even if Augrotten's ears bled from Hash Brown's attempt at playing the piano. He was a good kid and curious about the world. He often discussed his interests with his mother and father, hoping for guidance. He had no idea what he wanted to do. He wasn't sure he even wanted to go to college. Marilena guided him with a steady hand, explaining that college and going there would provide many opportunities that he might not otherwise have. Meanwhile, Augrotten continued working on her manuscript, determined to put out a worthwhile story. Roasted was blossoming overnight, and she took her responsibility as an older sister very seriously. She spent quality time with Scallop, listening and encouraging her little sister's active imagination. The only problem that Marilena found in having a house full of people was the lack of toilets. Every time she wanted to get into one of the bathrooms, somebody else was already there. But she was still happy with her life and thankful that she had met Poe at the park all those years before. Augrotten finished her book and self-published. A few months after receiving her preview copy, the book was selling like hotcakes. Her parents suggested that she write another one before beginning her job search and leaving their home. She took them up on the offer and began working on her second novel. She helped out around the house, preparing healthy meals for the family. And then it happened. Bhakdt left for college. It was an emotional moment for them all, but Poe found it harder to deal with than anyone. His favorite was now a grown-up,